Hi, my name's Ian Taylor. I'm going to give a short tour of the repository, explain the concept of craft projects and what they're used for, and also provide an overview of how you search for projects and how you find projects around the repository. So I'm just logging into the repository here at craftproject.org. I just logged in recently, so it just went straight through. Otherwise, it would ask you for prompt you for a user name and password. In the repository, you have basically in the dashboard you have two main sections. One is private projects, as shown here, and the other is public projects. So private projects are projects that you create and invite specific people to. So you create a project as an admin, and you will invite other collaborators, from the performer teams, to your project, so you can collaborate on a specific design flow. Public projects, on the other hand, are projects that you release more generally. So we've released a project here, which is what I'm going to use as an example flow, the sample ISI ASIC flow. This is basically what I'm going to go through in these series of tutorials. Delving down on what a project is, so a project basically is a collaborative space for surrounding a design flow. So there are many tools available, including the ability to share files and have discussion forums and even share flows and dynamically interact with the flow. And I'm going to show that in other screencasts. But for this screencast, we're just going to go through and see how you could find projects that you're interested in on your dashboard, and how you can kind of advertise them and create search attributes so other people can find them too. So on the top here, you've got a general search tag, and if I type in ASIC on that search tab and hit return, then it'll filter the projects on my dashboard down to the ones that only have the ASIC tag in them. So if I launch that now, you can see that there's the ASIC tab, there's a flow, there's ISI, another create and demo. So let's create a new tag just specifically for this. Let's call this tag screencast, because this is the demo I'm given right now. And if we add that tag to this project and we go back to the repository and look at all of the projects again and use screencast here and search on that, then sample ASIC flow pops up. So you can add tags to your project, and that allows other people to search for them using those keywords. So let's pull up all the projects again. Let's go back into the ISI design flow briefly. I just want to give an overview of what's here on the home page. So basically, projects are hierarchical, and I'll show that in a second, but they're hierarchical. So this is a member of, this is a sub-project of another project called Design Flows. And this project can also have sub-projects too. It doesn't have sub-projects, but you could add a sub-project just by clicking this button, add in a title for the project and a description, and that will allow you to create a sub-project. It also has a slightly longer description here in this box, which is kind of the description of the project. And then a list of tags, which we just already saw and demonstrated, and then an overview of the project. This is basically a simple web page. It's a HTML web page, and we have an editor that you can use in a sort of a WYSIWYG fashion. So if you double click anything in here, then you can select, different different styles for your text. So I could have this back-end flow which starts an RTL design, and if I want to make that italic, I can just select that and click I. I can also drag images from my desktop and just drop them right in here in order to kind of update the description of the flow. I mentioned earlier that these projects are hierarchical. Well, you can see this much better if we go into the My Projects view here. Now, My Projects view basically shows that kind of hierarchical overview of all of your projects in a lot more detail. So these are the projects that I have access to. So let's just look at Craft for a second. So in Craft we have multiple, Craft is a project, and in the Craft project we have multiple sub-projects. So for example, we have the Moses sub-project. We also have teams, and these are the performer teams, so UCSD, Northrop Grumman, and so forth are all here. And then we have a communications project, a training project, and user groups project. And these are all projects that I have access to, and I can go down further into these. So if I go to the race project here, race has a designs flows sub-project, and if I go into the sample ISI ASIC design flow, then I will be back into the project I was originally. And we can go back here, and this will go back to the description that was shown earlier. Okay, thanks. That's basically a short overview. The next screencast will look a little bit more in detail in the context of the project.